breaking news or whatever. They're on another one. Gang, gang. Yeah. Gang, gang, emergency Zoom film at 11. Same 5 goons, same deranged obsession. This changes everything. Bro, it's page 47 of emotion they skin while half watching Yellowstone. Gang, gang, squinting at 8-point font like detectives. Zoom so far and the pixels are screaming for mercy. Look at this, timestamp 20, 22, my God. But they're yelling it like they just cracked Watergate. High five. Mike's been muted for 20 minutes, still barking. Circular logic, so a lot of time to seem impressive. Trust the plan, this is massive. Nah, fam, it's boilerplate and it's mid at best. Gang, gang. Self-appointed outrage, swap patting each other like they personally ended corruption. Gang. Dropping bombshell tea that's been sitting in pieces since breakfast. Gang, gang. Moral high ground, speed run, they'll flip the script the second it's convenient. Gang. Same PowerPoint presentation, new day, same brain dead narration. Gang, gang. We're not obsessed, we're just passionate. 3-hour living yesterday's hoodie, passion in my ass. Why is he even breathing right now? Says the guy refreshing notifications every 14 seconds. Gang, gang. Playing lawyer on God mode, reading comprehension. Stuck in elementary, confidence in the stratosphere. Case dismissed. They're screaming to the void. Motion still pending, but go off, I guess.
Disagree? Obviously a paid shill. Actually read the filing, deep state plan. Laugh at them, you're clearly compromised too. Exist in the same zip code, suspicious behavior. Notify the group chat. Gang, 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 gang.
Tighter circle, smaller brain.
Gang, gang.
Echo chamber finally running out of oxygen. Gang, gang. Yeah. Gang, gang, acting the actual judge like it's group chat. Replay all meltdowns, labeled just asking questions. Got warned by the core once, that was a suggestion. Still yeeted the same screed like it's strictly trash talk. Gang, gang, we're above all this drama. While screenshotting, they on meltdown for content. Preaching peace and love while actively baiting bears. And fake shock when the bear finally bites back. How could this happen?
Gang, gang. Synchronized tantrum hours. 5 tabs open, all the same screenshot. Different zoom levels, gang, gang. Premature victory lap over legal language, still can't pause. Gang, gang. Standing 10 toes on business until tomorrow's violence and I'm scrambling again. Gang, gang.
Hype the claim to the moon, then ghost the chat when it ages like milk. Gang, gang.
Gang, 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 gang. Gang, gang.
Refresh, refresh. Gang, gang.
Gang, 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 gang.
See y'all same time tomorrow.
Gang, gang.
Don't be late.
Oh, yeah. How is everybody doing? Good to see you. Man, oh man, Frozen, A-hole, Denise, Quill Worker, Grandkids Taxi, Tammy Steyer, Ophi the Little One, Dino Mom, Tiffany H, Lisa McCabe, Clark Stark, Jane Chu, and Liza Burrows. Ah, good to see you all here for the business. Well, thank you very Sarasota Beach Bum. Love it. I'm glad that you could make it. Yeah, we've got an interesting one for you guys today. Well, it's actually still today. It isn't even tonight. Tonight, we're doing Sunday Spice, which is completely different. Has nothing to do with this. Good to see you, T42. Probably going to make a few people a little bit angry today. I can imagine that they're going to be a little upset with what I've got to show. Oh, buddy, will they ever be? You know, and it sort of goes to show the kind of really bad behavior that these folks have. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And there's things they don't want you to see. Hey, Venomous Venom, if you want to join in, I think I'll drop you an invite. I don't want to be here too long today, but yeah, that's what we're going to be showing today. Mm-hmm. I'll drop you an invite. See if I've got it over here. If you want to join in, and you know, we're gonna give them a chance to backtrack a little bit on their craziness, because oh yeah, they've got their amount of craziness. Last night, they really wanted to try to spin things, didn't they? They really tried to spin things quite a bit, saying, "Oh no, we were doing a watch party of Radis's video." Give me a second there, Venom. Ah, yeah, but well, that I'm pretty sure is easy to disprove on this, and I'll let you guys hear this just so you guys can and this right here comes from wonderful Michelle Atkinson. She is pretty awesome, and before we do that, let's give you guys just a little bit of fun stuff here.
Venom, Venom, lady in black. She listening in the shadows, ready to attack. No warning shot, no polite hello. Has wicked grin and a toxic glow. She's dripping poison like gossip at brunch. Her sharp bite and you become her lunch. Sexy till you're twitching on the floor. She's smirking in your face, then comes back for more. Bite, bite, baby, better say your prayers. Venom's got stilettos and homicidal flair. She's vicious, delicious, a queen with a sting. The sexiest nightmare you've ever seen. Pucker up, sugar. Mama's venom tastes sweet.
Venomous Venom.
Happy Sunday.
It is a happy Sunday. So let me and this came in from Michelle Atkins, and I'm gonna post a link up here. So if you guys want to, go give her some subs. She has like 5 subs right now, and she put this thing in here that was pretty damn awesome. I hope that post, did it work? Comments. What happened? My comments is not working.
Your comments is not working?
No, they're not working. I don't know what happened. Oh, I see why. Post, paste. There we go. Oh, boom. There we go. All right. There we go. And yeah, something happened with my comment section. What the hell's going on?
It's been kind of goofy since like all this weird weather, and then
Oh,
what
no,
was
I
it, two
put
major
search.
providers?
I typed in search. That's why. Hey, Ali Riddell, good to see you. Good to see you. Philip Kraft, and I posted up there so everybody can go check this out. Go give her a little bit of love, and as Jay would say, give her a reach around. But oh yeah, I forgot to heart that. Let's check this out.
Oh, this should be great.
Injunction case. You mentioned Michael Ferderigo's, and he was your husband.
Hello?
And you're aware, in some cases, right?
Right.
Hey.
Was that not the
Interesting.
best?
Yes. Thank you, Quill Worker, for the $2 super chat. And yes, I've got that taken care of. I appreciate that for letting me know.
I had to ask if her partner with the smear team kind of deliberately left that in to throw her under the bus.
I don't think he even realized it.
Oh, he
See,
did.
that's
He
the
cut
thing.
most of a lot of her comments out.
Yeah, I suspect that I suspect he didn't even know it. That is, and he wasn't expecting that to happen.
No. Did you hear the other one where she's
Oh no, those will both be coming up. Those will both be coming up. I wanted people to hear this because I heard it the other night and I was just like, you're telling me that they recorded DJ Radis's, and then they sent what they recorded from DJ Radis's over to Paint Chip.
That's what they're claiming.
Yeah, I don't. I facts not an evidence.
Well, there is a screenshot floating around of one Mr. John Crook stating that he never heard anything said about recording being illegal and was debunking it because, oddly enough, they had a conversation about recording this stuff before it even happened.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. That's what I heard. Haven't seen all the screenshots, but I do have one that I'll have to send you later that shows Miss Marla, my bestie, talking about
Mhm.
her chancing recording it. And somebody, she did say, I don't know if I'm gonna or not, but I'll let you know. And then somebody else chiming in and saying that Lisa and Paint Chips were recording it or had recorded it. Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Does my volume sound better to you, or does it sound like everything's better for everyone?
Sound fine to me.
Okay, it sounds good to me. Elvie's saying that my mic is low. I think it's leveled out because that's before I turned up my mic. I usually run it a little bit lower whenever I'm running in StreamYard just because it blasts it out. So that should have calmed it down. And so if your guys are still having problems, sorry about that. And also, I do want to say, Diane, thank you so much for the gifted membership.
Welcome to the shit show.
So tasty.
Every single day,
Yes.
a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody's such, you see, and they're
Excellent.
dumber
Thank you, James
than a
Francis.
bag of clots.
Wow.
Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, and then 4 more
Excellent.
days of
242.
increasingly
Thank you.
stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, vulgar, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. Yeah, we'll have it all over again.
So let's rewind that so we can hear it again because it is quite funny.
Injunction case. You mentioned Michael Ferderigo's, and he was your husband.
Hello?
And you're aware, in some cases, right?
Correct. Hey.
On July 23rd, 2020.
Okay, well, I'm watching a court hearing.
Pro se.
Oh, I'm watching a court hearing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Jane Chu, for the gifted membership. And that one went out to Jane Chu. Make sure that you... Oh, no, it's Jane Chu, the gift of the membership. Thank you very much, Jane. That went out to Cajun Bayou Queen. Thank you very much for the gifted membership. Oh, and I'll probably hit these all at once if I see more coming in because I love you guys. Here we go.
Welcome to the shit show.
Thank you very much, Jane.
Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. Cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of clots. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, vulgar, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. Yeah, we'll have it all over again.
All right, let's continue on here.
A petition for injunction for protection against the
I'm watching.
dismissed that case before.
No. Crap.
And in that case, you filed pro
What is
se,
it? I thought
an
so.
original
Yeah,
complaint.
she's lovely.
Then
Oh, I think I've
absolutely
heard
no
someone
permanent
there.
Come
relief
on,
for
Leslie,
favorable
come on.
judgment, right?
Get this
I
fucking
never had on the merits of any of
Eight.
Did you hear who I heard?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's returned.
Yeah.
Oh, these people. Oh, boy.
Limited. So I can
Go,
only have a couple
Leslie.
minutes left, so
Go, Leslie. Go, Leslie.
Okay, so
you know that the 2025 amendment changed that to make
that was
it
very
a
good, right?
Proceed security covers an opposed.
Uh-huh.
There was one problem.
No, I am not. I am not.
Good job,
employed
Leslie.
right now.
She got that.
So this is one of the things we need to address.
There's one problem with when he played that because
You
I
volunteered.
watched his video.
Mhm.
when the clapping happened, Mr. Paint Chips wasn't clapping, and then all of a sudden he had a clap because I think he realized there was clapping that he was not doing.
Yeah. 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 It's like, oh, oh.
Go
dismissal
Leslie,
terminates
go
an action
Leslie,
without
go
prejudice,
Leslie, go
meaning that the
Leslie.
action may be refiled at any time.
No, he's just like,
None
Shaka looks
of
confused.
my cases, civil cases, were
That's
never from a 2000.
Mm-hmm.
oh.
Oh my God. I've really done it this time.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the path to 0 miles. Oh, thank you, Michelle Atkinson. And I've posted a link up there for people to go check her out. Give her some love. Give her all of that kind of stuff. It'll make them very happy. And something to bark about. It celebrates 2 months of membership. Something to bark about. You are absolutely wonderful. And I hope that everything goes well with your surgery, because man, that's never any fun. And if you guys haven't seen it, I encourage everyone to go check out the Broken Baker stream from today. He did probably about a 14-minute video or live stream. He was putting out a recording, basically letting everyone know that he's okay after FNL. I was fortunate enough. I was in the back room talking with expert, and he said, "Look who I've got," and he brought up Baker, and Baker looked like he'd just woken up. I mean, he was just and we were able to talk to him, in between him getting disconnected and everything, for probably a good, 15, 20 minutes before I had to leave. He was there a little bit longer, but basically gave us an update on how he was doing. He's just having to flush a lot of fluids through him. And he's still running a fever of about 100. So he's getting better, but show him a little bit of love, and you know and just go check it out. Keep his algorithm up. Go watch some of his videos, and show him some love. His pancreas is having to get rid of all the toxins before they can do any sort of surgery to possibly remove his gallbladder. So, show him a little bit of grace.
He's going through a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and it's it really hurts his algorithm and takes him out of algorithm if he's not doing something on a regular basis. But so he's trying to keep up his channel and make sure that it keeps going, because that's his source of income. So
Yeah,
get,
sex changes aren't cheap.
no,
Oh,
they're not. They're
did,
not.
did I slip? Was that supposed to be a secret?
It's totally never a secret. Everyone knows. Everyone knows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. If they don't, they'll figure it out soon enough whenever he comes back, with no facial hair. Or maybe he'll
He's
just keep
doing
it
the
for the.
electrolysis, the Brazilian butt lift, the section. Like he's doing it all in one shot. Wow.
I think so. So, and I talked about this with Jeremy yesterday. I had this whole list of notes that I put down, and I'll give you a brief rundown. It's about 10 pages. And I basically, I even went through the effort for you guys, because I was like, a lot of these people are not going to be able to see this, because who would have thought that Paint Chips and Fleesa would have recorded this stuff? Like, that
Yeah.
Fleesa would have recorded it, sent it over to Paint Chips. Who would have ever thought that these people were so dim-witted that they would actually go and record this?
Well, I mean, she had to know he was going to go live and present what she was doing, and to say it was a source, a protected source. Like, there's only one source you have, Paint
Yeah,
Chip. Well, I,
yeah,
I take that back too, Mr. Crook and Fleesa.
yeah. It would have been one thing if he was said, "Oh, I got this from DJ Raz." That's not what he said.
Nope.
That's not what he said at all. So she tried all night long to spin this shit of, it wasn't me, it was DJ Radis. We were doing a watch party and blah, 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 blah. I was like,
Still doesn't excuse. You know what? Even if DJ Radis did do such a thing, he's in a totally different country. They're here in the US and they absolutely know you have to have, especially paint chips. He's
oh
a
no,
lawyer. He's an ex-lawyer.
no, I'm serious. They are the ones that are looking at problems with what
Yeah,
they did.
because they're here in the US.
Now I will be playing what DJ Radis recorded because it's already out there and there's not much that the court can do about it. I don't fall under their jurisdiction in Florida, but somebody does that recorded
Yep.
it. So
Yep.
here's what my notes were. Now, and you can, and like I said, they're pretty basic. It was the court opened the hearing. Leslie immediately requested permission to make an opening statement. The judge told her no, explaining that an opening statement was not part of this particular proceeding, and that's not, and also explained how this would be handled. Leslie then asked about witnesses and wanted to know who would be testifying so she could request that the witnesses be sequestered. The judge had to clarify that precise motion, the exact motion that they would be that was before the court. And then also Leslie appeared to be attempting to discuss an older motion despite the judge identifying the motion that was actually being heard. And that happened throughout that. The judge didn't appear interested in hearing a general opening statement from Felisa or from Leslie. Instead, she wanted the parties to proceed directly to their arguments concerning the pending motion. The judge instructed Randy to proceed first, then told Leslie that she would have an opportunity to respond afterward. And Leslie was also instructed not to interrupt Randy while he was presenting his argument. And I'll pause it in between in the video just to give you an idea of what exactly was being done in this. And hopefully I don't have closed captions on it. Let me see if I can refresh this and get some closed captions. Nope, can't get any closed captions. All right. So if you got your closed captions on, you'll be able to watch it later. And here we go. And
participating in the hearing today, I kindly ask you turn off your or mute your devices so that it.
And this judge is she looks rather young. I mean, but she was straight up when, I mean, because I viewed this hearing also. So I was just like, okay. And as you can see, we got DJ Radish right up there is the one that recorded this. You got Chips that was over here. Also, I will note that there was about 50 people in this whenever I logged into it. And there were and then there were more that joined a little bit later. I saw quite a few people. I did see Lips's mother in there, and her brother-in-law. And I'm just telling you the names that I saw in there. I didn't anywhere in there in that list see the flea. Inside that thing, I suspect I know what name they were running under there. And I also did see Paint Chips show up later. But when everybody was saying, "Hey, did you see him? Using the toilet?" I honestly didn't see it. I see, my view would have looked different than this. On my view, I believe Randy was in the top corner over here, and then there was a court reporter in the bottom corner here. And then Lips was there, and I think there was another court reporter over here. Like I said, I can't remember exactly where everybody was stationed at on it because I was sort of focused on the judge and what everybody else was saying. Oh my goodness, you can't believe you caught Flippin' Adventures. Good to see you. How you doing, Deanna? Good to see you. Showing some love. Thank you very much.
Hey,
I
Deanna.
appreciate you. Yeah, that's Deanna. Flippin' Adventures. Yes. And with the amazing Venom. Appreciate you both so much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Deanna. But yeah, my view was a little bit different, although Lips was right here in the center. I do believe that Randy was up in this top corner for me. And mine would have been sitting right here where DJ Radis was sitting. You can't really tell this, but on the WebEx, there was a couple of little arrows over on the side over here that you could click on, and it took me a while to figure it out, but it'll scroll through the other 6 names and it'll just pull each one of those up until you get to the end. And that's what my view was. Well, thank you very much, Yoda's Chicken Nuggies. I appreciate it. Thank you, and for the gifted memberships. We'll hit all of those here in a little bit. Probably at the end of the stream, I'll go back over all that stuff so that way I can appreciate you like you deserve to be treated. Thank you very much. And let me see, make sure that I got this right. Oh, thank you very much, Yoda's Chicken Nuggies. So you guys will get to see this the same way as DJ Radis got to see it, and sort of the way that I saw it. Just wanted to give you that layout.
Doesn't interfere with the proceedings today.
This is standard. What the court will say is, turn off all your devices, make sure you're muted.
I have an amended motion to declare Leslie Ferderigos a vexatious litigant set by the court. And so counsel for the plaintiff.
I got it.
For the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Randy Shaka at Shaka Law Group in Trenton, Florida, on behalf of the plaintiffs.
And on behalf of the defendants.
Good morning, Your Honor. Leslie Ferderigos on behalf of myself.
Oh yeah, and I forgot like Megan. Yeah, Megan was. No, I take it back. I didn't see this court reporter. What I had in my bottom corner, because I thought it was a court reporter. No, it was Megan. So I saw Megan, and as you can see, Megan looks very, and this is what I was telling everybody, whenever I was on with whenever I had Jeremy on, was look at her. She's wearing a nice top. She's got her hair done. She's wearing glasses. She's put a little makeup on. She looks professional, and just ready to go.
Yeah. And I mean, some people may not realize this, but Megan and Tug are also plaintiffs on this case.
Yes. And that's why Tug and Megan can't show this video. And also why I wouldn't show it yesterday whenever I had Jeremy on, because out of respect for him not getting in trouble with the court, because he would get in trouble if he were to show this.
Yeah, especially living in Florida. I mean, can't imagine they're going to be happy with several people from Florida.
Yeah. Like Megan Fox looks completely professional in this, just straight up, nothing spectacular. She's just looking professional.
Good afternoon to both of you. All right. So we have.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I'm the court reporter on the mat, and I'm getting a lot of reverberation.
Oh yeah, and there was tons, and as you can see, down in this recording right here, you see where it has the mute and unmute and start video. Like no video, he had no video on. He had it muted, just like you're supposed to do. I mean, you can have your video on if you want it, but he had his turned off.
I just need everyone.
This is Olivia Gardner with Esquire Solutions, also here for this matter.
Okay, so this is the plaintiff's motion. Who was hired by the plaintiff?
Your Honor, I'm also a court reporter here.
Wow.
Who was hired from Mr.
You can see Randy laughing. He's just like, wow, we have 3 court reporters. And this is what Jeremy brought up also was, there were 3 court reporters there because, and what you're going to hear is you're going to hear Randy go, well, this court reporter, and he'll name off her name is for me. Lips will name off her court reporter and say that there's a 3rd court reporter that was for that Chips had ordered to come in. And so they dismissed one of them. Lips and Chips dismissed one of those. Or I should say Lips did.
Shocking, who did you hire?
Who did we hire? Do you guys, who, I think it's, yes, I think that's right.
That would be
Ms.
me,
Blossom.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes.
ma'am, I remember you. Yes, hi.
All right, so, Ms. Blosser, what agency are you with?
Powers Reporting.
POWERS. All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Federigos, you told me that you hired a reporter as well. Are you comfortable?
Yes, Your Honor. It's court reporting specialist. I was given the first name Leslie, who is handling it.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Robert Ward.
Because I talked, but I didn't.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I apparently am the third court reporter. I just want to make sure I'm the right tab.
Okay, we don't need that many. So I believe Ms. Blosser was on, she's been hired by the plaintiff. And Ms. Federigos, who did you hire?
I hired Leslie from court reporting specialist, and I already paid for this because I had to prepay. So
Then I didn't have any problem with this.
And not to have any confusion, but Olivia Gardner with Esquire Solutions hired by Michael Frederigos.
oh, I think from my understanding it was canceled. It wasn't confirmed because there was a double booking. So that could have been the confusion.
So I'm excused, correct?
Yes.
Okay, have a good one.
What an awesome court reporter.
Mhm.
Like, just like she comes in very professional, so I can be excused. Yes, thank you very much. Goodbye. And she'll go pick up another reporting job.
On this figure, I'm sorry, Federigos. I'm with court reporting specialist.
Yeah, that was you're Leslie, correct?
Yes, ma'am. And I'm still getting reverb and feedback.
And this person, for whatever reason, they were getting reverb and feedback, but I think it was on their end. You can hear her reverberating. I guess so.
Turn your device off, Ms. Shaw.
I was getting it without it being on, ma'am.
I see someone on named David. I need everyone to mute their devices. Are you still getting that feedback, Ms. Shaw?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Capicola.
You're the only one that's on.
And I think I can.
I don't know what to tell you, Ms. Shaw, but
it's better now, Your Honor.
I'll just leave the speed good.
Oh, okay.
It makes sense.
So, Mr. Shockett, I've received your motion, your amended motion to declare Ms. Federigos a vexatious litigant. In your motion, you have attached docket pleadings of various cases. You may begin your presentation.
Now, at this point, you see Lips start readjusting, and you heard exactly what the judge said. So what the judge said was, Randy, got your amended motion. Here's what your amended motion is. We are absolutely, we can, this is what we're looking at. I've got the amended motion. Lips already has the amended motion. She knows exactly what it is. Motion.
Yeah, her motion.
Motion. So has this. Both of them have these things. They know what this is going on. Randy was very straightforward whenever he amended that motion, because he had the vexatious litigant, which was the amended motion, tells you exactly what the statute is, and that's what this hearing is on.
Yeah, and she can't deny knowing what this hearing was about, because we all heard them talking. We've seen the screenshots that have been passed around. She has been going on the Fleece channel speaking about this case that was coming up and what she had planned to do, what it was about.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
little late to deny anything if she plans on it.
Oh, yeah.
Your Honor, if I made, I'd request to do an opening if I could, and also, I was not provided any witnesses from Mr. Shockett, but if he intends, I would invoke the rule of sequestration. However, this as a matter of law, and that's why it's really important to know what statute we are going by, because it would determine whether or not evidence was relevant or not. And that was, but I wanted to give an opening to put on the record today if I could.
What?
She wants to give an opening if she could.
An opening for a hearing.
Yeah.
This isn't even the trial. This is step one. What do you mean an opening? I want to give an opening, and the judge is like shaking her head, just like, why do you need an opening?
She needs some airtime to air her opening grievances.
Well, because then I also need to know what statute we're talking about.
But aren't they talking about the law?
The law. This is so lawful. What's the opening? What's the opening? The law according to the two L's. Oh.
In the motion, it states Florida statute 68.093. So you were on notice about that. I only have 1 hour just dedicated to this. And so I wanted to make sure I hear both of your arguments as opposed to listening to an opening statement.
Sweetheart, I only have an hour. That's it. And in opposed to hearing, as compared to hearing your opening statement, and here's what the statute is. Like I said, she told her exactly hey, good afternoon, Rosalind. Good afternoon. So what they're saying is, hey, here is if you see lights flashing on my end, I don't know what's happening. I think someone hit a small tree or something. Whenever I say small tree, it's probably, a big one. Or a small man hit a big tree. Something. Hey, side eyes. So she's laying out saying, no, this is what the hearing was. You were noticed on it.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not doing an opening statement. Opening statement.
So I prefer to just hear from you, Mr. Shockett. Then I will give you an opportunity, Ms. FERDERIGOS, for you to have a chance to respond. And because Mr. Shockett is the plaintiff's attorney, he brought the motion and carries this burden, I will have him in with his reply at that time. So both parties will be able to make their statements. Mr. Shockett, let me hear from you first, please.
All right. Now, and I'm what I'm going to do is I'm going to read my notes off to you because I want you guys to see how close my notes were. So Randy began laying out the basis for his motion. While he was still explaining the motion, Leslie interrupted and argued that she should not be sanctioned. She also disputed Randy's rights to seek a determination that she was a vexatious litigant. Randy then discussed the cases involving Leslie that were already reflected in the court system. According to Randy, only 2 matters were not shown in the system. He referenced approximately 4 family law cases along with civil, guardianship, and other proceedings. Randy asked whether the judge wanted him to read each case aloud. The judge told him that was unnecessary. So there was 4 family case laws. There was a civil case law. There was a civil case, a guardianship, and some other proceedings. Now, the judge told him that it was unnecessary that he would have to show him. Now, whenever Randy gets to the point where he's going to show a video, Leslie interrupts again. She insists that she has the right to make a legal objection. The judge reminded her of how the proceeding would be conducted and told her that she would need to wait until it was her turn to speak. She advised her highly that she would wait until it was her turn to speak. The judge specifically told Leslie that it would serve her well to wait her turn, and again directed her not to interrupt. My observation was that Leslie appeared visibly angry or frustrated after being corrected. Okay? Now you've heard what my notes are. Tell me if my notes were correct.
All right, so this, Your Honor, should be clear. Thank you, Judge. 30 minutes aside, that's what I was thinking, right, for the 1 hour.
30 minutes aside.
Okay, and my only witness is Miss Federico, so she's here, and she doesn't need to be secluded. So, okay.
She's just looking like, what do you mean? I'm the only witness, huh? What? Huh?
Well, I mean, didn't she say she had like 6 or 7 witnesses prior to this case coming up when she was live with the flea? Yeah, she was going to call all of Florida.
Yeah, I'm calling everybody in for this motion.
Judge, we're here today on our amended motion to declare defendant Leslie Ferderigos a vexatious litigant under the statute you've pointed out, 68.093. The purpose today is evidentiary, but it's very narrow. I know we're down to 30 minutes. We're here to determine, and we're going to show that Ms. Federigo's meets at least 2 of the section 68.093's definitions of a vexatious litigant. The definitions, as Your Honor knows, includes persons who repeatedly file unmeritorious pleadings, requests for relief, or other documents, conducts unnecessary discovery, or engages in other tactics that are frivolous or solely intended to cause unnecessary delay in any action. That's the main focus today. We also will show that she repeatedly files pleadings, requests for relief, or other documents, and I'm reading from the statute, Judge, on definition of vexatious litigant, that have been the subject of previous rulings by the court in the same action. And in these cases that we're going to show you are going back 7 years. She's pro se on almost all of them, except for the most recent one. And these have been include cases which have been finally and adversely determined against her. And whether this court should impose the safeguards, which is what we're seeking, that Florida law authorizes to protect the judicial system, Judge, and opposing parties from further abusive litigation. So, Your Honor, the statute changed, as you know, July 1st, 2025. It greatly expanded the statute's reach for the courts in 2 critical respects. First, it extended the look back from 5 years to 7 years. And second, it expressly included now actions governed by Florida family law rules of procedure within the definition of action.
And see, notice the judges, how the judges is paying attention to what Randy's saying.
Yeah.
You know, he's laying down the foundation for this, for what this hearing is about. He's saying, you know, this is what this particular hearing is. This is what the statutes are under this hearing. And this is, you know, he's basically given her a preemptive space of what this is. There's not really, it's not an opening statement. He's just showing what, because he has to prove all of these specific elements for this hearing. He's only got 30 minutes to prove his point.
Right. And if Liz would have paid attention to the judge, I'm not a lawyer, she is. I clearly understood what the judge said when she said, it's up to him to prove his case. He's the plaintiff. Let him prove it. You could just sit back and cruise, lady. Let him speak and put a case up and show he has a claim.
No, it would not do her well to just sit back and cruise. Her best defense would have been to say, well, these weren't vexatious and this is why they're not. But she yet again agrees that she did everything that makes her a vexatious litigant.
She agreed?
Yeah.
Oh,
Pretty
boy.
much. You're about to hear it. It'll come up whenever she comes up.
These amendments operate remedially and procedurally. They do not create any new substantive rights or penalties. There is no such thing as a right to be a vexatious litigant. That's where we're at. So we have the cases, you have them, Judge. Most of them are actually in your court system. The cases, they have the exhibits there. There's only two cases that we added that are not in this court. One of them is an appellate decision, which we handed to you in our exhibit book. And the other one is a federal court docket that was in a case which Ms. Federigos filed pro se, and it ended against her. So you have 4 family law injunction petitions filed pro se, all dismissed or voluntarily dismissed. Your Honor, just to save time, do I need to give you the case numbers, or you can? Okay, thank you, Judge.
And you saw the judge's response?
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Just keep on going.
There's.
I wanted to put this on the record.
I don't appreciate being interrupted. I really don't, Judge.
I'm allowed to do a legal objection.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What a
Randy's talking, and look at the judge's response. Just watch her hands, and just, you know, it's quite hilarious to see how she's just pleasant, like, we got you. And it goes, as soon as she starts becoming disagreeable, watch the judge's response.
Thank you, Judge. There's.
I wanted to put this on the record.
I don't appreciate being interrupted. I really don't, Judge.
I'm allowed to do a legal objection.
Ms. Federigos, this is how we're going to do the hearing.
Okay.
This is Mr. Shockett's presentation. If you want to put something on the record, you are more than welcome to do that on your turn. But do not interrupt.
I wasn't sure if he was admitting evidence, and because I did object to the exhibits that he did.
Like,
interrupting the judge. I mean, the woman folded her hands. Anybody who's gone to school, been in a position with somebody in authority, when they fold their hands, that's usually a sign that I'm not taking it. So you're going to listen to me.
It's trying to show, listen, this is how we're going to do things. That's what she does. She goes, listen, Ms. Federigos, this is how we're going to do things. We're going to do X, Y, and Z, and it's Mr. Shockett's time. So zip it.
Wow.
Yeah. So far, my notes have been pretty good.
Presentation. If you want to put something on the record, you are more than welcome to do that on your turn. But do not interrupt.
I wasn't sure if he was admitting evidence, and because I did object to the exhibits that he did.
Ms. Federigos, it would do you well, ma'am, if you would just wait your turn. I will hear from you, but I do want to hear from Mr. Shockett first. Do not interrupt him again. Let him make his presentation, and I will be expecting him not to interrupt you when you make yours. Mr. Shockett.
Ouch.
And you heard, like I said, that, and she looks pissed at this point. Just absolutely, shut your ass. Just looks absolutely pissed off at the judge, because the judge is just like, listen, you know, I have the right to make a legal objection. She's like, Miss Federigos, you would do well to wait your turn to speak.
Is that not when, in the first place, when the judge had already corrected her the first time, when she said, you know, even when she's not acknowledging that it's on the record, there's court reporters there, so it's on the record that she objected. I mean, again, I'm not a legal professional, but that objection would carry through while Randy's speaking, so she knows. She doesn't need to be told a second time, but I guess this is part of the act that they all do. They're all interruptive and argumentative.
Hey, Calvin, good to see you. All right, so, and my notes continue on. Randy goes through an alleged pattern of litigation. refers to the collection of family, civil, guardianship, other cases. He argued that the history demonstrated a substantial pattern of litigation and connected that pattern to the applicable law. Randy also relied upon Leslie's own prior statements and noted that the material had been identified in his written motion. When Randy attempted to play the audio or video containing Leslie's statement, Leslie objected strongly. She argued that she had never been provided with the recording and characterized its presentation as trial by ambush. Randy responded that the material had been disclosed in his motion and in the memorandum provided to her. The judge instructed Randy to continue. Now, my impression was that the judge was becoming increasingly unhappy with Leslie's repeated interruptions. When the recording was played, Leslie again appeared visibly upset while listening to her own statements.
Continue, please.
Thank you, Judge. So we have 4 family law injunction petitions, 2 civil defamation actions, 1 guardianship appeal, and 1 federal civil action. The 4 family law injunctions are 2 stalking injunctions and 2 domestic violence injunctions. All of these were dismissed. One of them was dismissed after a final hearing. The other ones were voluntarily dismissed and dismissed by the court. The 2 civil defamation actions filed by Ms. Federigos pro se all ended without relief for her. And after extension litigation, one of them, and another one where she failed to perfect service. There's also a case which is the subject matter of this lawsuit for malicious prosecution, a case where she dismissed. She filed another defamation lawsuit against these same plaintiffs, which she dismissed last year after the defendants were never even served. The guardianship appeal was filed pro se, resulting in an adverse appellate mandate against her issued by the 2nd DCA, January 19, 2024. Lastly, there's a federal civil action where Ms. Federigos filed a lawsuit against the Florida bar, and that was also dismissed for lack of subject matter jurisdiction. So, Judge, these are not isolated events. They represent a sustained pattern of initiating litigation, consuming judicial and party resources, and then abandoning the cases or losing them outright. Florida law is clear that statutory inquiry focuses on whether actions were filed and ended adversely, not on the litigant's subjective motivations. And on that issue of Ms. Federigos' subjective motivations.
Now, as you'll notice, Randy has, and this is not uncommon for attorneys to do this. So you'll also notice that Leslie will be doing the same thing. Randy is reading from a script, okay? And that script is to make sure that he hits all of the points that he needs to hit. He knows he has a half an hour, and he's probably written this out and spoken it multiple times. If you've ever seen an attorney prepare for a hearing or for trial, the parts where they have to speak and not just show evidence, they have a list of things that they want to, points that they want to make. Some attorneys, you'll see them like check off a little box as they're making those points. Randy has probably got this, like he's probably in a Word document, and he's already read through this whole thing, and he's done it multiple times to make sure that he's hitting that half-hour point.
Right.
Everything from showing the video to all of the things, all of the points that he's making. So if he needs to leave anything out or shorten anything up, and still get the point across, that's what he's doing. So this is why it looks like he's reading, because he wants to make sure he hits all of those points. And Leslie knows this also, because if she's ever done any sort of trial, she was probably doing the same thing. That was one of the reasons why she was interrupting him. It was more is to interrupt his flow and throw him off track. But Randy's too good for that. So he's just like, yeah, I appreciate you not interrupting me, because it's inappropriate.
Right.
But here comes the video.
She stated publicly, and I quote, and we'll show it to you now. Quote, and this is when the last.
And she starts shaking her head, just like, I didn't do this.
2 years.
Look at the judge paying attention.
Yeah.
I've done things before where I have had people say things about me. And what I've done is I filed a lawsuit and then I withdrew it. I filed it just to get it on the record, just as soon as it becomes public record at that point. So if I'm being defamed or something, I can file it just enough to, if you look up my name up, you can see, whatever, and then I withdraw it because I don't want to go through the court system. I'm going to play that for you right now, Judge. Hold on. Sorry.
I have been had people say things about me.
You can't see this. You can't see what I'm doing, right? Is there any way for me to show this to you, Judge? Sure, I think there is.
I was never given this prior to this hearing, according to your procedures, Your Honor.
I was never given this. Sweetheart, you made this.
The internet is forever.
She made this. She made this video.
Mm-hmm. I remember watching it when she dropped it, as she was dropping it, talking to the
she
people.
said this almost a year prior on the Fleas channel.
Yeah.
It's something that she has said multiple times.
We were supposed to exchange exhibits. I was never, this is due process. This is a trial by ambush.
See the judge fold her hands again?
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for her to finish before she speaks.
He's literally presenting an audio that was never submitted to me, never given to me so that I can prepare rebuttal evidence.
Look at the judge just...
Judge, this link is in my motion and my memorandum, which was provided to her.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It was.
Mm-hmm. It definitely was.
And she's shaking her head. No, it wasn't, Your Honor. It wasn't. About as subtle as a bull in a china closet.
Yeah. Think about all those discussions on the Fleas where, she's raging out and threatening Jeremy and making very, very salacious claims, accusatory claims.
Taunting, bullying her victims via the courts. Vile cow, yes.
Please continue, Mr. Shockett.
Thank you. Will do. I think.
Didn't even acknowledge. It was just like, please continue, Mr. Shockett. Now, the judge is glitched out. She's actually frozen.
This is the right one. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
All right.
Before I have been had people say things about me, and what I've done is I filed a lawsuit and then I withdrew it. I filed it to get it on the record, just as it becomes public record at that point. So if I'm being defamed or something, I can file it just enough to, if you look my name up, you can see whatever, and then I withdraw because I don't want to go through the court.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And you know what I remember about that recording that she did originally? Do you know who I remember being present that she was speaking and telling this story to?
Yeah.
That would have been Bubbles, Paint Chips, and Volman. And I believe the Fleet was present also. But I definitely remember the three men.
It was on her channel.
Mm.
But weird how that video disappeared.
Yeah. That disappeared with a lot of other videos.
Oh, but they're still out there. I mean, that's the thing.
Well, if they haven't learned that people are recording when they're live, are screenshotting when they're live, and there's no amount of paywalls or deleting or hiding or whatever they think they're doing that's going to remove it. Like, worst case scenario, I shouldn't have to tell a lawyer because I'm pretty well aware that YouTube has their own backup of what's on their social media. Ouch.
Yeah. Head shaking in denial. Blame your convenient friend, ADA. That video is evil line vibes. Yeah, legal tubes. And she has made these statements multiple times, not just for the record, but to dox and harass. That is absolutely correct.
Yep.
Her point has been to mess with people's SEO. So if you do a Google search for example, you do a Google search for Shizzy Wiznut, it'll show up that he's been in a lawsuit where she came after me for all this garbage, but it won't
Yeah.
tell you that she dismissed the case before she could even serve people.
Yeah. And still continues to make the same false claims that she made in a frivolous lawsuit against you and against others. And
Against me, against Jay
uh,
Hip,
yep,
against
Tug.
Jeremy, against George, against
Yeah.
Tug, against Megan, and 10 other John or Jane Does, because she was coming after all of the people that were on Facebook or something like that. I don't
Facebook or
know.
YouTube.
Well, her reasoning behind the 10 Jane Does, if anybody talks about this, they're going to be added to this lawsuit.
Yeah. Yep.
The lawsuit.
Just remember, everything you've been saying and doing, the way this video is coming up in this court case, others will too. You've done it to yourself. You put the own nail into your own post board.
She's hoping that the AARP Airborne Division will drop in, rescue her, whisk her off to the Golden Corral.
Sorry, the buffet has closed.
Yeah, I wish Jeff was here to see this. He would be bouncing off his chair. Oh, yeah.
He'd
Oh,
love this.
yeah. He would be just like, oh, she is in deep doo-doo. Jeff would have had a field day with her and this BS if he was still here.
Imagine the front row seat he has to the things we don't see in here.
I don't know if he wants to see some of that. Okay, so far I've been pretty straightforward.
point.
You can tell how unhappy she is once that video was played, just constantly shaking her head. So now I will get into, and like I said, I'm just following my notes here. So Randy, after that, argued since Leslie entered the case, she demonstrated a pattern of excessive filings. He stated that there had been more than 40 filings since approximately May 15th, as well as 7 or 8 emails sent to the judicial assistant. I had no idea about that until this was brought up. I was like, holy crap, 7 or 8 emails to the judge's own judicial assistant?
Yeah.
During this portion of the hearing, this is whenever paint chips appeared on the remote feed. For me, well, now what I could see is paint chips showed up. The judge, again, reminded everyone to make sure that their microphones are muted. And then it continues on. Randy emphasized that Leslie was not merely a retired attorney, but a permanently retired attorney who was not eligible to practice law in Florida. He stated that Leslie had acknowledged that status and stated that Leslie had acknowledged that status and that she could not return to the practice of law in Florida. And she will do it again here. She will say, that is correct. He stated she had acknowledged that status and could not return to the practice of law in Florida. It was also stated during the hearing that Leslie was no longer working for or assisting her husband in the same manner as before. Okay. Now, there's going to be quite a bit of talking here because he's going to be going down through all of this, and we're nowhere near his half-hour mark.
Continuing now, Judge. That what you just saw and what you heard her say is not a correct use of the court system. Those are not meritorious pleadings. And remember, a vexatious litigant is one who repeatedly files unmeritorious pleadings, requests for relief, or other documents, conducts unnecessary discovery, or engages in tactics that are frivolous or solely intended to cause unnecessary delay in any action. Her public admission right there that she files lawsuits solely to create a public record rather than to litigate constitutes clear evidence of engaging in frivolous tactics and utilizing the court system for an improper purpose. That's the definition included as a vexatious litigant. So now, Judge, and by the way, last thing before I call Ms. Federigos, if you look at the docket in this case, Judge, you'll see this lawsuit itself demonstrates her pattern of being a vexatious litigant. Because since she appeared May 15th, there are now 40 plus filings filed by her pro se. I don't know if you know, she also sent about 7 or 8 emails in 2 days, beginning July 20th and to July 22nd, 2 years.
In 2 days, she sent, I forgot that there was, in 2 days, 7 or 8 emails to the judicial assistant.
Wow.
So I didn't quite get that. It was, I thought it was over the period of the case. It was 2 days. Look on her face, like,
Pro se. I don't know if you know, she also sent about 7 or 8 emails in 2 days, beginning July 20th and to July 22nd, to Your Honor's judicial assistant as a pro se litigant. So, Judge, I'd like to call Ms. Federigos to the stand, put her under oath.
yeah. Now, whenever she gets sworn in, Randy begins questioning her about her litigation history. Leslie frequently portrayed herself as the victim of circumstances beyond disgust. At another point, Paint Chips appears to be sitting in a vehicle, handling his keys and repeatedly moving a disabled parking placard. There's also appeared to be a child in the vehicle with Paint Chips.
Ms. Federigos, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
And Ms. Federigos, you are a retired attorney, correct?
Correct.
Hold on just a second. I've let some new people in to the room. If you were just recently entered into the room, I need you to mute your device, every single one of you, because it gives feedback. All right, thank you very much. Mr. Shockett?
Okay, thank you, Judge. Ms. Federigos, you are a retired attorney, correct?
Correct.
You were admitted to the Florida bar on April 22nd, 2017. Is that correct?
I would have to look that up.
Okay. And you chose to permanently retire from the Florida bar on March 13, 2023?
Correct.
So you're not a regularly retired attorney. Instead, you are an attorney who was approved for permanent retirement. Isn't that true?
I was approved for permanent retirement, correct?
Do you know, as an experienced attorney, that a regularly retired attorney may petition to return to active status, whereas an attorney approved for permanent retirement is barred from ever being reinstated or readmitted to the practice of law in Florida?
Correct. Yes.
Oh. Oh.
Was that wrong?
Oh, no, you weren't wrong, but she's been running around. She had given past statements on the Flea's channel that, she even posted that once her children hit a certain age, she was going to reapply to get her license back. Like, she's got people believing that she's just retired and can come back anytime. But have you noticed Lip's posture had changed from the start of this hearing to where it is now? She's slightly kind of hunched over a little bit.
Mm-hmm. It's because she's typing. But we'll hear that again, just in case you guys didn't quite catch it, because it's quite important that you understand, and it's explained to her what permanent retirement is. And Randy hits home with this, and the judge actually looks up and pays very close attention.
Permanently retire from the Florida bar on March 13, 2023?
Correct.
So you're not a regularly retired attorney. Instead,
There's the
you are an
judge.
attorney who was approved for permanent retirement. Isn't that true?
I was approved for permanent retirement, correct?
Do you know, as an experienced
Looks up.
attorney, that a regularly
Here it
retired
comes.
attorney may petition to return to active status, whereas an attorney approved for permanent retirement is barred from ever being reinstated or readmitted to the practice of law in Florida?
Correct. Yes.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And you currently assist your husband's law firm with legal research and drafting?
Not correct.
Oh,
Okay.
No.
So
Oh.
and this is part of, you know, what this testimony is for. So she's saying that she no longer does any work for him.
Oh gosh, then I think I heard her lie on the Flea show when she said that, you know, she, you know, works for her husband, like, filing his motions and like helping him research and, doing stuff like that.
Hey,
Hmm.
Jay Swirl, look at Megan. She's definitely looking like a hot mama. Woo! I told you that Megan was looking sharp. I mean, she's got her hair done up. It's not overly done. She's dressed in a nice little business casual, you know, just really, really relaxed. And she's typing also. She's taking notes.
Yeah, very professional
All right,
looking.
let's talk about one of the first stalking injunctions. On February 25th, 2021, you filed pro se petition for injunction for protection against stalking against Steve Philadusa, correct?
Correct.
And May 24th, 2021, the court dismissed that petition after a full hearing, correct?
Correct.
And you represented yourself pro se in that case, right?
Correct.
And your request for a permanent injunction, your petition was denied, right?
For permanent, for ex parte, it was granted.
All right, let's talk about another stalking injunction that you filed against someone named Chartine Vieira. On March 3rd, 2021, you filed pro se this petition, correct?
Correct.
Now, as an experienced attorney, you know in Florida, a stalking injunction requires you to state under oath in your petition that you have a reasonable fear of imminent harm. True?
True.
And you voluntarily dismissed that case before a hearing was held, correct?
Correct.
And you claimed you could not serve the respondent in that case, right?
I could not serve the respondent due to, and I admitted this into my evidence, due to her bringing a handgun, and the process server could not get her served.
But you claim you could not serve the respondent, right?
In that case, yeah, there was two cases. I know one of the cases I could not serve her in.
Okay.
I would have to go back and decipher which case. There was a civil case and then there was an injunction. In one of those cases, I could not get her served.
Okay. Now, you know, if a temporary injunction that you get ex parte, if that's dismissed, it will close the case. True?
Correct.
But here, as an experienced attorney, don't you know that if you can't serve the respondent, then the temporary injunction remains in place, right? Until their service, correct?
Now, if you didn't catch what Randy is bringing up, he's bringing up that and I didn't know this until Randy started talking about this. If for example, you get a permanent injunction against somebody and you're trying to, that permanent injunction is until they get served. If they haven't been served, it remains until they are served. And then you'll have a hearing on it.
Oh,
Okay.
that's interesting.
And so what Randy's explaining is she had this injunction, and then she set out to serve her. Her excuse is because she had a firearm, but then she didn't continue to try to serve her.
Mm-hmm.
And then she could have just left that permanent injunction in there while trying to serve her. But she didn't do that. She just went in and dismissed the case, which removed the injunction.
It's odd
Mm-hmm.
for somebody you fear imminent danger from.
It's not odd whenever you're doing it to basically harass them.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not so odd whenever you're doing it to basically keep them from talking about the case or looking for a job or any other thing. This really messes with someone that is her former employee, right? And at this point in time, if she goes to try to get a job elsewhere, it shows that she's got a injunction against her.
Yeah. So it kind of messes up her odds of being hired someplace because somebody placed some kind of action against her, withdrawn or not, dismissed or not. It was filed. Oh, wait. It's kind of what she said in the recording she does.
Yeah.
Get it on the
Good
record.
morning, Strat Lover.
So when you voluntarily dismissed this petition, you did so in good faith, right?
Yes, I did.
Meaning that you were safe enough to dismiss the case. You no longer had a reasonable fear of imminent harm, right?
Not at that point. No, I did not. That's why I voluntarily dismissed it.
Okay. The threat from Miss Vieira was no longer imminent, even though you hadn't had any service perfected, right?
Yes, due to situations that happened outside, I no longer felt threatened and I was not going to waste the court's time with the hearing. So I voluntarily dismissed it and the court adopted that dismissal.
Right. The order dismissing your petition for permanent injunction was entered. True?
Just adopting my voluntarily dismissal, yes.
Yeah.
Now, it hasn't got to this yet, but Randy is going to question her, and like I said, I'm going off my notes here. Randy questioned her about filing involving her mother and other family-related litigation. Now, my observation of all of this was that the judge paid particularly close attention when the proceeding involving Leslie's mother was discussed. The judge definitely, so pay attention to the judge during this. The judge did not appear impressed by Leslie's explanation. The questioning then moved to litigation involving Leslie's husband. Randy appeared to use that matter as another example of Leslie using litigation against someone close to her. Leslie explained that the matter had been dismissed the following day and had been resolved outside of the court. Sound familiar? The discussion also moved into a pro se matter and proceeding involving the Second District Court of Appeal. Randy pointed out that the matter had been dismissed. Again, my impression was the judge was not persuaded by Leslie's explanation. And like I said, these are the notes that I took while I watched this.
Talk about another case you filed against Miss Vieira, a defamation action, and others. You filed it on March 1st, 2021, pro se, correct?
Correct. No, I'm sorry. That was from my law firm on behalf of my business as well and myself. And there was 3 other attorneys that came into that case. And at the time it was dismissed, there was another attorney on the case as well from the law firm.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. She still filed it pro se.
You filed it.
So she filed it as representing herself as an attorney for her law firm. Then she also filed it as pro se for her representing herself. And then there were other people that joined in the case. And as she explains that there were other attorneys that joined in the case also. And most of those attorneys were not happy with her. And then she dismissed that one also. How many TROs has she filed? I thought it was more than 2. Yes, Legal Tubes. It has been more than 2. She's filed TROs against her husband. She's filed TROs against Chartine, against her family members. I mean,
the process server.
Process server. Oh, processor. Yeah. And that's something that Randy never mentions. The process servers from ABC, and I believe there was another one. She went after Seacoast in another case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like and Randy didn't even bring those up, which I was surprised because those exist too. like the list, he could have spent probably an easy hour pointing out all the times that she's pulled this kind of same garbage. The judge has a list of all of them. You notice that he's not going to go through every single one of those because, as I said at the very beginning of this, and I'll have to scroll back up to see what my notes were on this, is that there were
What was it, 5? I think you said 5 total? 4?
No, there were 4. There were 4 there, and then there were 2 other ones that were out. There were 4 in this court, and then there were 2 others outside of this court, so a total of 6.
And that
that does,
counting
and also,
federal and appellate.
Right.
It wasn't just me.
Let's break down very carefully, and be careful. You're under oath. You filed this petition, the complaint in that case, pro se, by yourself. You signed the complaint yourself, correct?
It was also on behalf of my law firm because it was a business. Leslie Ann Law was a business, and my law firm, as me as an attorney for that law firm, represented that business. And on top of that, for the plaintiff being a business, it was also on behalf of me as an individual.
And I'm probably going to put up a little bit of a thing here because there's a child that's about to come up in this image. So give me just a second so I can change this over. And the only reason I'm doing this is to block out paint chip. So give me just a second while I switch this because he hasn't shown it yet, but he is going to. And I don't want to have some child's face on this. So give me just a second to get this set up. And
my impression watching this as he keeps going on and off is deliberately to either show landmarks of where he's at, a child to say a child's been doxxed, find a reason to say that somebody somehow is harassing him as an individual participant, witnessing, watching, partaking in this hearing.
And that's why I'm going to block him out of this because I don't want to have any accusations that this is happening here. So give me a second and I will put this up here so that way it blocks it out. And all right. And then I want to switch to this one right here. Transition. Boom. All right. So why is it not showing up? That's weird. Is it not covering the screen?
I'm not seeing any cover yet.
Oh, I see why. Because I didn't do this.
Okay. There it is.
There we go. Now it's covering them up. So this is covering up that little corner right there because, well, I don't need that kind of garbage.
In which case I represented myself.
Oh, I will show this little portion of it right here because he's playing with this placard.
Yeah,
initially, no other
little disabled handicap right there.
Sadly, that doesn't make him disabled to have a placard. And
no, anybody
could
have.
Yeah, anybody could have a placard, but he also, and for those people who don't, like I had a family member that had to apply for placards. My brother was disabled. And you have to sign with the DMV, with the Secretary of State. A doctor's note has to sign, swearing, with medical documentation that you are handicapped. So if he's driving around with a placard claiming he's handicapped, and for any reason they find out that he's not, that could be a problem for his license. It also goes to show that somewhere, somehow, something wasn't stated correctly to official government agency, state agency,
more than likely, it's not his car or
his placard.
Right, that he only puts that up or uses it whenever he's handling someone that's handicapped. That's all. So before you get too worked up over it, but that's why
I seen a couple comments where people were discussing the placard like it was his and commenting in screenshots that I had seen where he's trying to prove that he's disabled but yet a lawyer. And if that's what people watching are thinking, no, he'd be they'd be able to track down whose placard that is for who, for what, and why.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't care.
Lawyers were involved when that complaint was made, right?
Initially, they became involved after.
Okay. And you were involved in that litigation from March 2021 through October 2022, right?
If that's the dates, I don't have them in front of me, so I would assume so.
That case involved extensive.
And of course, now at this point, he's the child is out of frame, so I can go back to this right here. And someone was making a joke about this, just like, what is he trying to do? Show that he doesn't have a fat neck.
Litigation activity, including discovery requests, requests for admissions, motions to compel, and multiple hearings, correct?
There was only one hearing.
Okay.
And to me, I would think that the judge would find this very distracting. And would kick him out of there.
There was a voluntary dismissal entered in that case that you and only you signed, correct?
Well, Andrew Probst was co-counsel, and he was still on the case as co-counsel. So when I voluntarily dismissed it, I signed my name as Leslie Ann Law, and he was still counsel of record as well as co-counsel. So I was not the only person on that case. He had never withdrawn from the case at that point.
You were the only one that signed the dismissal, correct?
Correct, but there was another attorney on the case as well.
All right. And given that you dismissed this case in October 2022 and more than 2 years now have elapsed, you cannot refile that action now, correct?
There was other claims. I would have to look at the statute of limitations to see, but I don't intend to refile it.
Oh, you guys want the banner back? Is that what you want? They like having the banner, I guess, down here at the bottom. They like having the banner down here at the bottom. All right, I'll go in here and pull my layer off real quick so that way it's not showing. There we go.
As I don't want to move forward with that case. There was a lot to that case.
All right, let's talk about another defamation action. On December 20th, 2023, you filed pro se a complaint for libel and slander against Kayla Ferderigos, Paul Russo, Nicholas Ferderigos, Kathleen Bors, Danny Ferderigos, and Eleni Ferderigos, correct?
Correct.
And some of these people are related to you, correct?
Correct.
And the judge just looked up like, what? Like, anytime you see that look right there, that is not a good look.
Yeah.
Because she's just like that. She's paying very close attention. Even Megan noticed this. Like, judge is like, what? You know, and she's keeping a good poker face, but she is not happy.
Including Kathleen Bors as your mother, correct?
Correct.
All right. The court dismissed that case on August 22nd, 2024. Isn't that true?
They dismissed it without prejudice for failure to timely be able to serve within 120 days. After that, my husband, who is an attorney, mediated with his family members, and we decided to not pursue it after the court dismissed it without prejudice, leaving it open for me to file it again should I want, but it was mediated and settled with a family member. So we did not pursue, I did not move forward with refiling.
Right. The reason why the court dismissed the case that you filed pro se was because you had not perfected service on the defendants within 120 days of filing, right?
I couldn't get all of them served, no.
Okay.
Volstorm's right. Anyone who is not kept up with this mess would not believe what comes out of this hearing.
Yeah.
And all 871 of you fine folks, make sure that you've hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you're subbed up. You get notifications, you know, the little ding bell that happens. And if you want to take a step further, you can always donate to this channel. It helps the super chats always help this channel and help it grow. Play that back in slow motion. Now, AJ, I'm not going to play it back in slow motion. You can always go back and watch this again and play it in slow motion.
Yep.
I thank you guys so much for your support, and any super chats that do come in, I'll try to get to them and show them whenever they come up, but I will go over super chats at the end of this. So appreciate all of you.
All right, let's talk about a 2024 domestic violence injunction case. You mentioned Michael Ferderigos, and who's your husband and your lawyer in some cases, right?
Correct.
Okay. On July 23rd, 2024, you filed pro se a petition for injunction for protection against domestic violence against Michael Ferderigos, correct?
Correct.
Now, remember, in Florida, a stalking injunction like that, or a petition for injunction for protection against domestic violence, requires you to state under oath that you have a reasonable fear of imminent harm, right?
Correct.
Okay. And you did so in that case. You signed a petition under penalty of perjury in that case, right?
Correct.
And you voluntarily dismissed that case before a hearing again, right?
I settled with my husband, who agreed to go to treatment. We signed, he is in the, if you actually had the documents to the cases, not just the titles, you would have seen, I dismissed the case after he agreed to attend treatment.
Well, and here's the thing. What and this is what I want to point out. Okay. Remember why she is here. She is here to show that she's a vexatious litigant. Okay. Now you would think that if you saw the whole document of what involved in this case, that you would disagree with this or whatever it is. Why don't you show the court the document in proving your case?
Right.
You have to remember that you have to remember that Randy, all he has to do is show that she's a vexatious litigant. She has to show that she's not. And she doesn't do it. She doesn't show the proof that she's bringing up in any of these cases that he's mentioning. She knows the cases because he pointed out every single one of them whenever he was putting that point in there. Whenever he was making those points, whenever he was showing these are the cases, this is where it was, these are her responses to it, but she never shows any of the documentation, which she could have actually shown to the judge in this case for this hearing, but she never did.
It kind of seems she's using a medical excuse too for reasoning with her husband, because that would be protected information.
Yeah. And Marsh, you're absolutely correct. You don't drop treatment after, or you don't drop treatment before, you drop it after it's been completed.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, so the court entered an order dismissing the injunction after a hearing on August 1st, 2024, right?
There was never a hearing. There was never a hearing in that case. It got granted ex parte. Prior to going to a hearing, my husband and I worked this out where he promised to attend treatment. That was when I voluntarily dismissed the case. We never had a hearing on that case, and the court adopted the voluntary dismissal.
Right. So you didn't want to maintain the protection because you said you had a reasonable fear of imminent harm simply because he agreed to go to therapy. Is that what you're saying?
He agreed to do a therapy program, and we were not living together at that time.
Okay. So a year later, on March 3rd, 2025, you filed another pro se petition for injunction for protection against domestic violence against Michael Ferderigos, right?
Correct.
And the same thing applies. You swore under penalty of perjury that you had a reasonable fear of imminent harm again, right?
Correct.
Yet, the very next day, you voluntarily dismissed the case, right?
I did.
And you stated in your response to request for admissions in this case that the temporary order was granted but settled prior to a permanent injunction, right?
Correct.
All right. Can you tell the court in that case how you can settle a case like that when the very day before you swore under oath, under penalty of perjury, that you were in fear of imminent harm?
Because we decided to go to a church.
Oh.
And we thought we do not like the court. We do not like being wrapped up in court. Ironically, as you were trying to.
Judge just looked up like, what?
Oh.
What? You don't like being in court? You don't like being wrapped in court, but yet you're filing with court?
Oh boy.
Say I'd like.
Marge, this particular video was DJ Radis's video that he recorded, as you can see right here. But if you're wondering who recorded the one that Paint Chips was watching, well, that would be either Paint Chips himself recorded it or Felisa recorded it, as we showed.
Away from the.
Do what?
One quick question. You know, our churches, when you go to a church and speak to either a priest, a rabbi, I realize that's synagogue, but you speak to any kind of clergy member, that's really not protected like medical, is it? Boy.
And Patrick Duffy, that's hilarious. He says, Shizzy, I know it's not good to be mentioned, but I swear if a judge in Florida has to say Shizzy was not on the bench because of LP or lips, I will send you a Fennel guest and a $50 super chat each.
Your screen name was mentioned in one of the hearings, was it not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not anymore for church.
It was a family matter, and we decided to take it up in church. We thought that was the better route. We had an extensive discussion, and I voluntarily dismissed it.
Okay. I just want to make sure to get this clear. So within a year, you filed pro se 2 domestic violence injunction petitions against your husband, obtained temporary orders, and then voluntarily dismissed both cases before any permanent relief was granted, right?
Before any hearing or permanent relief, correct.
All right. Let's 2 more cases to talk about here. Let's talk about the guardianship appeal for the second DCA. You were the attorney of record in this guardianship matter in which you represented the mother of a ward, correct?
Correct.
And you, as the attorney, received sanctions in that case, correct?
My client and I both did, correct.
Both you and your client were sanctioned, right?
Correct.
And you filed pro se an appeal to the Second District Court of Appeals.
I did.
As the appellant pro se, right?
I appealed the sanctions against me personally as the attorney on the case.
And the second that bore case number 2D23-424, correct?
It was a 2019 case. The state case, the guardianship case, was filed in 2019 by the ward's mother. I came on to the case later. I represented the ward. It was a discovery issue that we got sanctioned on, and I chose to appeal because at that time I ended up leaving the case. I was no longer representing the mother anymore, but the sanctions were still against me as well as her. So I represented myself in appealing the decision against me.
Right.
Judge does not look happy right now. She's just sitting there going, ooh.
And Megan even kind of rubs her forehead like, wow. She did like the forehead eyeglass thing, like, I get it, Megan. I get that gesture 100%. I agree with the judge and Megan's reaction just now. Like, wow.
And Megan wants to react right now, because she's used to doing live streams. Like if she saw somebody acting this way, and in any of the court cases that she's covered, she would have done the same thing that everyone else is thinking. Like, oh my God, like, what are you thinking? Like, are you serious? You are proving the point. Oh.
This testimony's not helping her.
We decided, so they were talking during an injunction, not communicate. I don't know what that means, but
I don't know, but my take on this is when you file, and this is just my opinion, when you file for legal assistance from the court, to help you, protect you from a situation that you feel you need a restraining order, a temporary restraining civil protection order, whatever kind of order you're filing for the court to supersede and have jurisdiction over your relationship, and then you withdraw it because you claim you settled it, no matter how much a married couple might agree that they could probably work it out. I think you're inviting the court to say, let us determine if the treatment's been completed, if they're actually enrolled in treatment, and we'll decide it when the program's over, or counseling, or whatever it is you're agreeing to. There should be some kind of legal course that follows, and I'm pretty sure there usually is. I mean, wow, lady.
And I mean, like I said, Randy is just he's not pointing out what happened in these cases, other than they were dismissed, that these were not favorable against her. And I've shown all the court documents that I can legally show. There's other court documents that
Yeah.
are sealed, and the reason that those documents are sealed is because those involve children, and they keep those cases sealed.
Yeah, and
Whenever she's
unlike the
filing
fleas and the smear team, nobody on this side has ever unsealed documents and exposed them like they have.
no, all of them are. And I mean, I can get copies of all of those documents. I would have to petition a court for it. I don't desire to go after her with this, because either she's telling people, and Tug brought this up, either she's telling people that her husband is an abuser. She's either telling him an abuser, or she is telling people that she is doing this vexatiously. You can't have it
Yeah,
both ways, because either
exactly.
he's an abuser or she's just doing this to get their name out there. There's
And that's not even looking at the record of what's been filed back and forth between them.
yes.
And that's all I'm going to say on that.
The appeal had a 2023 case number, right?
But it was
Oh,
attached.
you
The
guys-
whole case started in 2019.
The appeal didn't
It was
start.
an appeal from it. The appeal was 2023, but the case that it stemmed from is 2019.
Thank you. And the second, you lost that appeal, right? The second
I
district
did
court
lose that
appeal.
appeal. Yes, I did.
All right.
yes,
And that
yeah,
appellate
well,
decision was a
she's
final
here
and
for a while.
adverse determination against you. Isn't that true?
Correct.
All right. Let's talk about the federal case you filed. On February 2nd, 2023, you filed pro se a civil action in the United States District Court for the Middle District of Florida against the
Oh, that is a good question, Legal Tubes. I hadn't really thought about that. Is this a civil court judge or also a family court judge? I believe that she does both. I could be wrong. You'd have to check on that to be positive of that. But I believe that she was a defense attorney or prosecutor for family stuff at some point in time. But like I said, it's I looked into her briefly just to see the kind of judge that she was, like if there's how new she is and that kind of stuff. And I mean, she just seems like a pretty straightforward judge.
Read
No.
Bill's comment.
What did Bill say? Bill, Lorenza, what church did they go to? Did they have to buy Nike shoes and wait for the spaceship? No. No, Bill. No, bad boy, Bill. That is funny.
She hasn't made the pudding yet.
She worked at the Department of Justice. Yeah, see, now everybody could, look up this judge and see the kind of person that she is.
Exactly. She is coming off as a no-nonsense, pretty fair, even-tempered for what's gone on in the little bit we're watching here. She's very even-tempered, well-composed, so.
Yeah, doesn't give anything away.
No.
Steps up whenever she needs to. Pretty much, she is the potted plant. What Belitho should have been doing, paying the F attention.
The Florida bar, correct?
Correct.
You were the plaintiff in that, correct?
Yes, I was.
You represented yourself in that case, correct?
I did.
And in that case, you filed pro se, an original complaint. then an amended complaint, then a motion to amend, then a second amended complaint, all within the opening days of the case, correct?
Oh my God.
I would not, I would have to see that. I don't recall that. I know that case, because I retired my license, they dismissed the case as I no longer had standing to pursue that case because I no longer was an attorney. I'd retired my license. When I filed that case, I was an attorney. When I retired my license, that case was still pending and the court dismissed it on the grounds that I no longer had standing because I know.
She's really on to when I retired my license, just like, yeah, why did you permanently retire? Remember, could take it back to where you retired your license. Why did you retire your license? You retired your license in lieu of discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Permanently retired, ineligible to practice law in the state of Florida again, permanently. That's her own admission.
Yeah.
No longer was an active lawyer. And so however that went, I don't know. I would have to look at the case before I could answer those questions with definitive answers for you. But I can tell you that was the initial reason that case got dismissed, was for lack of.
Bob.
Oh my.
Bob, shame on you. The one in the bottom right looks guilty to me. Oh yeah, she's absolutely looks so guilty right there. Megan, you guilty looking person, you.
Megan is guilty of taking keto brains.
Yes, and being absolutely gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. She, like I said, she looks very well put together in this. Very well put together, and you know, it's like I think Paint Tips put up like a picture of like a pig over her face or something.
Yeah, he did.
I was like, really? I was like,
Yes, he did.
do you see anything piggish there? No.
No, they do it to poke at her, and I'm gonna say this now. I'm not being biased or saying it to kiss up to anybody, but Megan looks very, very well put together. She looks beautiful there. Her hair looks great. I mean, not knowing who she is, if I were just to see this on screen, I would think she's a lawyer.
Or a court, somebody
Yeah,
dealing with it.
she's official capacity of some sort. Like she definitely presents herself in this as somebody that would have been either a judge, a court reporter, a lawyer, somebody official in this case. Where Lips, yeah, you look like a defendant. I'm sorry, but you do. And your hunching shoulders is not helping my opinion of what you're saying. As somebody watching as a spectator, and I'm being very honest with you.
Yeah. She's trying to type a he's trying to type a breadstick advert. Who the hell is Megan Fox? Megan Fox. This is the Megan Fox right down here in the bottom right hand corner. That's Megan Fox.
Yes.
That is Megan Fox, the writer. But she isn't working very well for her. No, I think those are gray streaks.
You called them gray streaks? You did not just call her hair gray streaks.
That's what they look like.
They're blonde.
Looks gray to me.
No, that is blonde. That's a platinum blonde.
Oh.
Now, Lips looks like she's got, I'm sorry, but it looks purple. It looks like blonde and purple on her head, her wig.
I don't know. I can't really tell. I'm trying to avoid looking at her so I don't throw up.
That has changed.
So I want to make sure we get an answer here. You'd have to see the docket sheet to be able to answer the question that you filed pro se, all within the opening days of the case, an original complaint, then an amended complaint, then a motion to amend.
No, I was talking about Lips.
Oh, you were talking about Lips? Yeah, that when I said purple, yeah, that I thought you meant Megan's hair. That's why I was like, wait, you called it No, it does look like a purplish gray with blonde. Yes. Yes,
no,
it looks like the color
talking about
like a 70-year-old woman would get.
This looks gray. I'm sorry, but it just looks gray. But it could just be the lighting. That's
well,
all.
I mean, I think she distorted her view and the lighting because she normally is using a ton of filters. I mean, she's got a filter on now because let's face it, she's not in her 20s and she's trying to present herself as in her 20s. That's
Right.
like me trying to run around and say, I'm 23 years old and I look spanking better than my avatar. I'm lying.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, I like I said, I try to avoid looking at her. It makes me just.
After you file the amended complaint, and then the second amended complaint, you would need to see the docket from the federal court.
Yeah, I'm sure if I did, it happened in the beginning. It happened in the beginning. However I amended, I exercised my right to be able to amend, just like any attorney would in cases. They have to amend things when newly discovered evidence happens, things like that. It gets amended, and that's more than likely why I amended it. But regardless, the case was dismissed because of my status changing.
Right. The federal court issued a report and recommendation recommending dismissal of your second amendment complaint for lack of subject matter jurisdiction on mootness grounds, right?
It was moot when I retired my license.
Right.
That was what you'd have to read the whole order, but that was, from what I recall, that was the big reason, was because my status during litigation had changed from an active attorney to a retired attorney. Therefore, it was moot and it was no longer an issue.
Well, that's interesting because after the case was closed as being moot, you filed pro se motions to vacate, motions to disqualify the magistrate judge, and motions for reconsideration, correct?
Correct.
And all of those post dismissal motions were denied, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Judge just looked up like, oh, yep.
The case terminated August 21st, 2023, right?
It did, but everything I did was in good faith, and there's always legal grounds to everything. Should you be inclined to give the court the actual filings and not just the titles in a docket?
Well, you know, here's the thing. That would be why you're presenting your case.
Yeah.
In a response, saying, as you can see right here, Your Honor, in this case right here, blah, blah, blah. 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 She could have easily done that in her 30-minute response, which would have destroyed Randy's case altogether if it were true.
Oh, I can't wait to see it because according to the fleas and everybody on that channel, she destroyed Randy. I'm waiting for this.
Oh, you're waiting for the Randy's destruction?
Yeah, I gotta see it.
Gotta see the destruction. Oh, it's coming.
Suspense.
Just you wait. You'll see all tons of destruction coming Randy's way.
There is nothing that I have ever filed that has not been backed up by law. No court in any of these cases have ever found me to be frivolous, bad faith litigation. I have never been found to do duplicative filings on things that have already been decided. Anything I did, it would be no different than I was exercising my rights under good faith.
I think that's why you're in this hearing right now, Leslie.
Yeah, that you haven't been found until now. Nobody's ever brought this up until now. Judge is looking up case law. No, I think the judge is looking at Randy's filing. I think that's what she's looking up right there. She's looking at a brief of everything that Randy's put in there.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if she's sitting there typing up her findings.
All right. Let's looking at your litigation history. You have fought at least 8 separate actions between 2019 and 2025, correct?
Correct.
All right.
Well, I would say 2019. No, that was when the one case started. But yes, there was 8. There was it's in my response 4 injunctions, 3 civil cases, and the appeal.
The judge is reading it right now. The judge is reading and just like, oh God.
But did I hear that right? Did she just correct him and say no? There was 8. Because I mean, the way she says words, it was either A or 8. No.
19 to 2025, correct?
Correct.
All right.
Well, I would say 2019. No, that was when the one case started. But yes, there was 8. There was it's in my response 4 injunctions, 3 civil cases, and the appeal from the guardianship case. Now, you never mentioned in your amended motion about.
Uh, 8.
8.
Yes.
She said 8.
Yes.
Wow.
Randy's only mentioned 6.
Yeah, she brought up 2 more, and she's about to bring up something else. Oh my gosh.
Oh, no, what she's about to bring up is Randy talking about this federal case, all right? And Randy is going to correct her yet again. It's coming. Pay attention.
The federal lawsuit. So I never knew that was coming in until just now, because that was never pled in your amended complaint that's before this court today.
All right, let the record reflect that it was in my memorandum in reply. So,
Memorandum meaning the notes and everything she was served with and ahead of the hearing that they're sitting there for today, right? Is that what he means? Memorandum? Same packet the judge is looking at she has?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's Yamaha. Yep. Randy's just letting her dig her hole. He could object, but or direct her to answer yes or no. But easier just to give her the shovel and let her dig.
I mean, he did tell her before he really got into this, I'm reminding you, you're under oath. She's literally using a bulldozer, not a shovel. She's bulldozing herself deeper.
No, it's a backhoe. She's got the backhoe just digging.
Yeah.
in all of these 8 cases, you obtained absolutely no permanent relief or favorable final judgment, right?
I never had any adverse rulings except for one in an injunction case, and the other.
Oh, I never had any adverse rulings. Well, except for these 2. No, they're all adverse. Just because you dismiss a case, that's adverse against you.
Yeah, especially in Florida, as we're learning. When we learned you withdraw a case that you filed frivolously, it's an automatic win for a defendant. Like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
But hey, what can you say? It's just like let her show her ass. I mean,
okay.
Well, and but it's my motion.
2 were never decided on the merits. They were the 2 that were actually ruled on by the court was for lack of being able to serve somebody in time, and the other one was for lack of standing. But at no given point has any court ever found or dismissed anything on the merits of any of my complaints except for the one injunction case. That was it.
Let's try it one more time. I didn't hear an answer. So in all 8 cases, you obtained
let's try that one more time because you didn't give an answer. Randy, you are the man. This is so awesome. He was just like, I didn't get an answer. So answer the question.
Absolutely no permanent relief or no favorable final judgment, correct? Yes or no?
I'm not. It's not really a yes or no because there was no adversarial determination except for one. I could have easily. No, I mean, if I wanted to go back and I wanted.
Judge does not look impressed right now.
There's a lot of stuttering in between the
to refile the civil case that was dismissed for lack of service. I could have done so I wouldn't consider that as I couldn't that it was a permanent stop for me to do anything. I chose not to, but at no point did I ever have anything dismissed with prejudice or have a court tell me that I lacked merit in anything that I've ever filed. I've never been told that I was frivolous. I've never been deemed to be bad faith. I've never had any court that was under the jurisdiction of these cases ever find me in any of those capacities. So if I wanted to refile something, I could. I was never stopped from that. I was never limited.
So I can only have a couple minutes left, so I'm going to go more quickly here. So you, as a former attorney, you are familiar with Florida's vexatious litigation law, correct?
Well, the actions that have taken place when I was on notice was the original vexatious litigation law 68.093. It only got amended in July after the actions that I took part in. So I was very familiar with the original during the times of those actions. But no,
And this is where she is about to screw up really bad. Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. So on my part here, the amendment to the vexatious litigation portion of this, Randy again returns back to the relevant law. He discussed a change or amendment to the vexatious litigant statute. He asked Leslie whether she was familiar with the amendment. As you heard just now, I'm very familiar with it. Leslie said she was, but again maintained that she had done nothing wrong. Randy explained that under the amended law, a person could be declared a vexatious litigant required to post security or money before continuing with litigation. Now, Leslie argues that the provision applied only to actions that she herself initiated because she had not filed the underlying lawsuit. She argued that the requirement should not apply to her. Randy responded that the amended language could also apply when an opposing party raised the issue and the person was subsequently found to be vexatious. He argued that the court could therefore require her to post the amount of security specified under the statute. They could. Now, it doesn't say that they will. There's two different things that they could. And this is one thing that whenever I had Jeremy on and he asked me, he said, how do I think that the judge is going to rule on this? I think the judge will find her as a vexatious litigant, but I don't think that the fine will be imposed. That's my take on it. And we'll find out whenever the judge makes the ruling.
Now, when you say fine, are you talking about sanctions or are you talking about
the
asking
sanctions.
for securities?
So what it is she would have to post a security, okay? And what that security does is to basically prevent it. It's to make sure that the attorney gets paid whenever she starts filing a whole bunch of frivolous crap, especially in this case right here, where she's already papered the court like with so much paperwork. The judge can alternatively say, I'm not imposing the sanctions or those fees at this point in time. I'm not going to force her to post bond at this time. But if she continues with her kind of filing a bunch of crap in this court or reaching out to my staff attorneys pro se, I will put it on there.
Oh boy.
Okay. The judge can do multiple things. She could put those in immediately that she would have to post bond before she can file a single thing in this case. She could do multiple things. But we'll just have to see the way that it goes. Is this the one for Megan and Tug? Well, this is the hearing that Paint Chips and Fleesa recorded. Okay. This is the hearing that they recorded and Paint Chips played on stream. Okay. DJ Bradis also recorded this and posted this. I know that he posted this after that they had already started commenting on theirs that they recorded. So, good luck on proving me wrong.
Yeah.
I would have never anticipated having to, I was never placed on notice that injunctions for my protection would deem me a vexatious litigant when I chose to file those.
So, you mean whenever you were filing vexatious litigation that you would never be deemed a vexatious litigant?
Yeah, she probably figured no lawyer would ever take a stance against another lawyer because lawyers don't do that to other lawyers.
She just admitted that she filed these frivolously.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all of this, she admits that she filed it frivolously.
Oh my gosh.
So I was operating under the original when every single action I've ever filed was under the original statute that I was noticed on.
Judge is just not looking impressed.
And you are aware that the 2025 amendment expanded the definition of action, quote unquote, to include now family law matters, right?
I'm aware that it's very substantively changed, and it has not only expanded the what is called an action, but it's also expanded the look back time. It's also given more sanctions available to a court. It has also changed the definition of what pro se means during litigation or during an action. So it has greatly substantially changed the new amended one. But when my actions took place, that wasn't in effect. I was under notice of the original statute.
All right, you understand that
Yeah, judge was very, very intense listening to that one.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's been wisely said. You're a fool to represent yourself. A lawyer that represents themselves in court is foolish, and
As a
you're
fool for
foolish
an
to go in.
attorney.
Yeah, and you're foolish to go in as your own counsel. As much as lawyers cost ridiculous amounts of money, this is why they get paid the money, because you don't want to go into court, whether you're legally knowledgeable or not, doing this kind of stuff.
filing a lawsuit with the intention of withdrawing it before prosecution in order to create a public record does not constitute filing in good faith, right?
I would say what you showed the court is not complete, and it is not authenticated. It is not dated. So to operate under the fact that those are my words outside of court would be, it wasn't even authenticated, dated, or it doesn't even explain to what I'm even talking about. Wasn't complete as well. But no, yes, of course, when you file, everything gets.
Why was Megan there? Because Megan is part of this hearing. Okay, you have to understand that Lips filed suit against Megan, Tug, Jeremy, George, Elephant Shoe, J Hip, me,
Yep.
and 10 other John or Jane Does. Okay.
Yep.
That's what they filed. She dismissed that case basically to harass, in my opinion.
Who's this guy in the tie we're looking at?
And that's why Megan is here, is because they are suing her for this. They are suing her. Remember, that is what this is about.
Put on the record, but that's not the only reason you file. I filed everything I did with good faith. I have affidavits that in the
affidavits?
One of the lawsuits that you had mentioned, I have affidavits from 3 different people that were filed as well with that complaint. I don't file frivolous complaints where I don't have evidence before I file.
Judge is sort of like,
those. Well, so
I have to object to use legal terminology with what she just said. She don't file without evidence. She literally filed a case against you, accusing you of making threats against her daughter. She filed
against her
police
family.
report. Yeah, well, against her family too. I mean, I don't know about her family history and what she's done, but I do know you were accused of something that you absolutely didn't say or do. She filed police reports that we heard from FOIA information from her own local sheriff's department of her calling in a complaint against Megan, saying that her child had been threatened.
Oh, she's also made frivolous accusations about Jeremy.
Yeah.
Made frivolous accusations about J Hip, about me, about Tug, about everybody that you can possibly think about.
And she hasn't stopped with the accusations on Jeremy. And I'm sorry, whether you like Jeremy or not, what she's saying about the man without proof, without evidence, what we've read in the police report that they're all passing around, there is no documentation. She filed it more than 30 days after, alleging something happened.
She did it during this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so messed up.
No, I don't.
I don't know who the guy is with a tie. Doesn't matter.
I
He's not part of the case.
I
He looks like he's possibly an attorney, or he could
I
be.
figured out who that is.
Okay.
Don't just file things to be put on the record. It's a given they'll be on the record, but that's not the motivation of why I have filed my lawsuits.
So again, there's no answer here. This is important. You understand that filing a lawsuit with the intention of withdrawing it before prosecution in order to create a public record, that does not constitute filing in good faith, correct?
I wouldn't know that because that's not anything I did. And I don't know, I know what good faith is. I know the definition of good faith. And I'm prepared to bring forth evidence that everything I did was filed in good faith. And if you gave the judge the opportunity.
So why don't you do that for this?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Why wouldn't you bring this? This is a hearing. This is where you're supposed to bring this information in.
Bring the paperwork you filed to bring these cases forward. The evidence you presented the court at the time that you were getting these motions and restraining orders. Oh my gosh, I can't.
Yeah. She files by her mood swings. By the depends on whether the moon is waxing or waning. Depends on what she's going to file.
To read through all the pleadings of every one of my cases, not just the titles, you could see very clearly I never filed anything that was not in good faith and was not supported by the law, nor has any court who had jurisdiction over those cases ever found such.
All right, 2 more questions, then I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Federigos, Your Honor. Ms. Federigos, you understand that if you are declared a vexatious litigant, you may be required to obtain leave of court before filing new pro se actions. Do you know that?
I have seen that now. Yes, I've seen all of the new sanctions that they have now broadened the statute. I've read it extensively. I've also read the discussion with the House on this bill. I'm very familiar with this bill, and I'm very familiar with the substantive changes that have taken place with the amendment.
All right, if you're very familiar, then you obviously understand that you may be required to post security to cover the opposing party's litigation expenses, right?
Security would be if I actually filed this lawsuit against you. You filed this lawsuit against me. And
Randy is about to school her on it.
For the judge to determine whether or not I needed to post security, would not only the judge would have to find me vexatious under my past actions that a different statute was operating under, when there's been no final and adverse ruling from a court, but the judge would also have to look at my filing against you. Should I file against you a lawsuit? And they would have to determine whether or not I would succeed on those grounds. It is not right to ask for a security when I am the defendant in this case, and I have not filed a lawsuit against you at this date.
That's not what
you do know that the 2025 amendment.
It doesn't matter if the law is fair. That's what the law is. Jesus Christ. That's a chatting covers up their incompetence as a lawyer. But she's not a lawyer.
Change that to make it available. The post-suit security covers an opposing party's litigation expenses, whether or not they're a plaintiff or a defendant. Have you understood that? The 2025. Again, I've read
the No, I have not understood it like that. I've understood it that a security is there should I file something on you, and the court would have to determine whether I had merits because you have sued me. I am a defendant not wanting to be involved in this, and I'm unemployed because your client called my school and defamed me to my school, losing my teaching job over this, which we have a police report. We can talk about it at a later date. But no.
Oh my God. Again.
Yes. Again, she doesn't answer the question.
No.
You realize that you could be, if the court so decided, you could be given to post that bond. And she says, well, it isn't, but it could be. And I don't think it's fair. It's totally not fair. Be fair with me.
No, I am not employed right now. And I have been hit with this lawsuit as a defendant. And now you're asking for me to post a bond on something I haven't even filed against you.
All right. Last thing, Joe, just a question of housekeeping here. We respectfully request that you admit the exhibits 1 to 8 in the exhibit book and exhibit 2 in the memorandum of law reply as court records, including the public Orange County docket sheets that are available to you and the final disposition entries reflected on those dockets. Or alternatively, you can take compulsory judicial notice of them as court records and official judicial actions.
And much, Mr. Shockett. FERDERIGOS. I have.
Well, guess what? We've run out of time today.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to see the rest of this, I will be going over it tomorrow morning.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Now, I know that's gonna. I know that you guys are gonna be like, what? You're gonna be going over it tomorrow morning. You're not gonna be going over it today. I thought we were promised this. No. What time tomorrow? Well, I will be streaming as usual, 6 a.m. 6 a.m. and you will get to see her totally destroying Randy.
Oh my gosh. I have to wait till 6 a.m. to see it.
Yes. You will have to wait.
Leslie,
You will have to wait.
I'm asking you now. Please don't disappoint me because I'm really kind of rooting for you here. I want to see this.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
you
so far
will
I've
get.
seen the vicious attacks from Randy. I mean, what a
such a horrible Randy.
he's so argumentative and so overbearing and in your face. Wow.
Yeah, he's just the absolute worst. Oh, and he was sweating the whole time. You could see him sweating. Didn't you see him sweating?
Yeah, he was guzzling that water down. Like I'm sure his shirt is just soaked.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not
soaked.
seeing what they're portraying, and I'm not saying that to be biased in any way, shape, or form. I'm not. I don't care who believes me or not. I'll be the first one to call it out, but I'm not seeing it. I mean, I've heard a couple people say, the judge was heated or the judge, wasn't believing it or the judge just looked bored. No, I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing a composed judge that has
very composed.
she's got a good poker face. You said it well.
Yeah, she's been pretty solid with all of this. And I mean, Judge has done basically all she's doing is refereeing, making sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. All right, I'm gonna read some of these super chats from these fine peoples. Then I'm going to send everybody over to Tug, or you're welcome to go over to Tug early if you want to and go check out what he's talking about today. And I will be back again. So for those of you leaving, I will be back again tonight at 7 o'clock. I will have a whole panel of guests. We will continue where we left off last week with Sunday Spice. If you haven't seen Sunday Spice, it has nothing to do with court. We are reading a story. We're reading a story about vampires and werewolves and one woman's, child's journey on becoming a vampire called Twilight. Yes, and we will be having fun. As you will find out tonight, I do have a good panel of guests that'll be showing up.
I heard you were reading like really smutty stuff. That's what the fleet said. Like
we
I'm
are totally smutty.
Well, yeah, she was really dirty, smutty. Like, how could you be talking like that?
So smutty.
I can't wait to tune in for it.
A quill worker with the $2. Thank you, Shizzy. Your mic volume is super low. We've got that taken care of. Thank you very much, quill worker. We appreciate you. It's so nice of you. Diane, and I will hit it one last time for all the gifted memberships that came in, so everybody gets those. Diane, I'll just say Diana, Darren managed to get that super chat right there, which was a gifted membership. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And then also Thundertaker said, your volume is low. Yes, we did manage to get that fixed. Thank you guys so much for pointing that out, because sometimes I don't realize my volume is low. And
I don't think it's your volume. You just have a very maintained, calm voice.
I try to be.
I think
Unless I'm laughing. Then I laugh like a little girl. Well, not as bad as Yamaha does, but hey. Jane Chu gifted a membership. Thank you very much. And that was gifted to the Cajun Bayou Queen. Yes. Thank you very much. Cajun. And I'm scrolling down through here to make sure I get these. Something to bark about has celebrated 2 months of membership. And I know it's been longer than that. She's been listening for quite some time. Go show something to bark about, some love. She got surgery coming up, and our hearts and prayers out to her for that. And then also we got Happy celebrating 2 months of membership. And I know Happy's been here longer than that also, but thank you so much, Happy. And we appreciate you for being here. That's why those gifted memberships always go so far and help out people so much whenever they're just like, well, I want to be a member, but not everybody's got gangsta money. They don't have to go out and rob small old ladies or anything like that. Also, thanks again, Flippin' Adventure, one of my faves right there. Flippin' Adventure, make sure you go give her some love. Go sub up to Flippin' Adventure. That is Deanna. She is absolutely wonderful. She says, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe I finally caught a Shizzy live stream again, and with the amazing Venom. Appreciate you both so
Oh,
much. We
thank
always
you,
appreciate you,
Deanna.
Venom."
I love your fluffy butt videos. They're so
Yeah.
cute.
She does really good videos. I wish I had half the talent that she does.
I want to know how she trained those chickens.
Well, you don't choke them. Yoda's Chicken Nuggies gifted one Shizzy Wisnut membership. Thank you so much, Yoda's Chicken Nuggies. And we will, like I said, we will hit that song one time at the very end. And Cynthia received that gifted membership. Thank you again, Yoda's Chicken. That is so kind of you. That really is. It does mean a whole lot. And then also Robert Ward with "Hello, Shizzy. I have recovered completely from my knee replacement surgery." And that song will be just, well, let's give you this.
Squeeze my heart.
Oh my God, Robert. No, I'm glad to hear that your knee replacement has taken on a new life of its own. And I hope that it gets you back up and gets you exercising, allows you to do all the things that you were being incapable of doing before. I know from a family member that having that knee replacement surgery has changed their life drastically. Once they got past all of the healing part of it, it was so much better. They were able to become more mobile. They're not in pain, and congratulations on getting that done. And hopefully you have a speedy recovery for that, brother, because that's never fun at all. And let me see. Well, we got Lily Smith. Shizzy, what was Lisa saying? Oh my God, I've really done it this time too. And who did you recognize the voice on the recording with the flea? Oh,
That's a secret.
Well, we know who was on there.
Mm-hmm.
You'll just have to go check out Michelle's little Michelle Atkinson's little video there. She did a few of them. I love this. And Fallstorm says Megan looks like a lawyer and stuff.
Shizzy, if they aren't sure about the voice, they could also go back and maybe watch some old videos you posted, maybe some body cams or other stuff you've debunked.
Yeah, they could go look at the body cam footage and probably figure out who that is pretty much right away. And you guys are welcome to go back and watch this. Count Judge 10, Randy 8, Lips 128. Thank you, James. I appreciate you. Oh, thank you for the $2 super chat. That is awesome. I love that. This is Lips, genius, clearly beaming through. As always, totally beaming through. It is a special kind of beam. It's you only get that kind of beam whenever you're smart. We know that she's smarter than Megan because Megan is medium smart, and
Yeah,
you can never take that away from her.
yeah.
Legal
Lips
Soup.
is about as smart as a box of Mexican jumping beans.
Is this why she's called Lips, or does she always look like she's pouting? It's not really pouting. It's lip fillers. or filters. Sorry, misspoke
And
there.
she named herself Lips after the Loretta Swit from MASH. I wanted to say SWAT.
Oh yeah, she was trying to call herself, what is it?
Hot Lips.
Hot Lips, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
She
okay.
named herself Lips, so it's nothing anybody named her to be mean. She came up with that name on her own.
Calvin Stover gifted 1 membership right there. I knew there was another one. And guess what? Yoga's Chicken Nuggets received a gifted membership. Thank you so much. I love that name, Yoda's Chicken Nuggets.
It's cute, isn't it?
Yes, and I know that Tug's going to be doing probably a little bit of a birthday stream for that. And then Yoda's Chicken Nugget said, "You know what? That wasn't good enough for me, so I'm gifting another membership." And Robin's got that one. Thank you. I love it whenever you guys get in a gifting battle to see who can outgift the next. It goes such a long way. Blake Rich with 11 months of membership. Always a pleasure to have you here, Blake. You've been following this along. I think it's been longer than 11 months, but we've got you in here for 11 months on this one. Like a lot of people, that's what happens. They miss one, and the gifted memberships just. And I will be gifting out memberships tonight during FNL. Or not FNL. Why did I say FNL? During Sunday Spice, because FNL was on my mind. Baker's been on my mind lately, so that's why. So it just, I missed him for FNL.
Don't forget to go hit his Buy Me a Cup of Coffee.
Oh yes. He does. I don't have a link to that, but if someone has a link,
there's a link on my page. If somebody doesn't have it in here, I posted the link for Baker's cup of coffee. So
excellent. Yeah, and and that goes to help out because YouTube is his source of income, and this is going to take him down for just a little bit. So
yeah, if anything, just keep him in the algorithm.
Yeah, it will keep him in the algorithm. It's, just go and watch one of his playlists. All you have to do is just pull up a playlist. You can watch the whole Karen retrial if you wanted to all over again. And, you've got 2 weeks of content right there.
Or there's the fake gorilla videos.
Yeah, you got those too. Yeah, there's tons of stuff out there. I want to make sure. Oh, thank you for doing that, French Psycho, for Audio Coffee's channel. Go check and subscribe out to Audio Coffee. She's absolutely awesome. Has some really good stuff out there. And Heather May says, Joe, check this out. For a good chuckle, Valhalla is a guest on the Down Home Network, and it's so fun to watch. Yes. And if you're wondering about the Down Home Network, those are some really, really wonderful people. And you might hear them tonight on Sunday Spice at 7:00. Everybody, you have a wonderful one. I'll be sending you fine folks over to go see Mr. Tug and that umbrella guy. How is Baker? Well, Donna Shepard, if you go over to Baker's channel, he does have a short video that explains this. He is still running a fever, not getting a whole lot of sleep, but he is on the mend, and he can't do anything more until he gets his fever down. The doctors can't do anything more. So that's what he's working on, just trying to get that fever down. He has to keep fluids running through him and sort of flush all that stuff out. So it'll help out whenever it comes time to remove his uterus and, get him back to normal. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Peace.
Breaking news or whatever. They're on another one. Gang, gang. Yeah. Gang, emergency Zoom film at 11. Same 5 goons, same deranged obsession. This changes everything. Bro, it's page 47 of emotion they skin while half watching Yellowstone. Gang, squinting at 8-point font like detectives. Zoom so far and the pixels are screaming for mercy. Look at this, timestamp 2022, my God, but they're yelling it like they just cracked Watergate. High five. Mike's been muted for 20 minutes, still barking. Circular logic, so a lot of time to seem impressive. Trust the plan, this is massive. Nah, fam, it's boilerplate and it's mid at best. Gang, self-appointed outrage squad patting each other like they personally ended corruption. Gang, dropping bombshell T that's been sitting in pieces since breakfast. Gang, moral high ground speed run, they'll flip the script the second it's convenient. Gang, same PowerPoint presentation. New day, same brain dead narration. Gang, gang. We're not obsessed, we're just passionate. 3-hour living yesterday's hoodie, passion in my ass. Why is he even breathing right now? Says the guy refreshing notifications every 14 seconds. Gang, gang. Playing lawyer on God mode, reading comprehension. Stuck in elementary, confidence in the stratosphere. Case dismissed. They're screaming to the void. Motion still pending, but go off, I guess.
Disagree? Obviously a paid shill. Actually read the file in deep state plan. Laugh at them, you're clearly compromised too. Exist in the same zip code. Suspicious behavior, notify the group chat. Gang, 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 gang.
Tighter circle, smaller brain. Echo chamber finally running out of oxygen. Gang, gang. Yeah. Gang, gang, acting the actual judge like it's group chat. Replay all meltdowns, labeled just asking questions. Got warned by the core once, that was a suggestion. Still get it the same street like it's strictly trash talk. Gang, gang, we're above all this drama. While screenshotting, they on meltdown for content. Preaching peace and love while actively baiting bears. And fake shock when the bear finally bites back. How could this happen?
Gang, gang.
Synchronized tantrum hours. 5 tabs open, all the same screenshot. Different zoom levels, gang, gang. Premature victory lap over legal language, still can't pause. Standing 10 toes on business until tomorrow's violence and I'm scrambling again. Hype the claim to the moon, then ghost the chat when it ages like milk. Gang, gang. Refresh, refresh. Gang, gang. See y'all same time tomorrow. Don't be late.